Hello everyone, welcome back. Severt is here, coming back with part 10 of What If Deku Had Sludge. Now, where we last left off, Izuku was in the sport festival after finally revealing that he was actually have already killed Mina and took control over her body, forcing himself into her body and, after that, he just revealed himself, All Might getting angry about this, knowing Izuku has killed another, student of his. In the end, Izuku got in the fight between him and Sans. Kara jumped in and start helping Izuku, and with the help of, Flowey too, Kara managed to finally kill Sans. Izuku just, leave for her Sans to kill because it's her enemy, not his. In the end, he starts walking away, but Kara telling him that our agreement on on working together has already ended because Sans is dead, so she will gonna try to kill him again. Izuku just walking away while Kara is just throwing knives at him rapidly. In the end, Izuku gone into a sewer and just leave the place. As right now we continue. And the next day, Izuku right now, it's middle in the night and he's just on the top of the roof, leaning down on the ground, just looking into the stars as he said, I really wonder if I could actually were able to make things better. To be honest, I actually loved her at some point. There's nothing good from thinking about her right now. You killed her already, so don't think too much. Yeah, maybe you're right. But right now I need to worry about Kara that trying to kill me. As, Izuku hearing his phone start to shake as he take it out of his, pocket while he's still on the ground. As he, looking on the screen, he see a message. As he read the message saying, let me guess, Kara is about to attack me in 3, 2, 1. And after that, Kara immediately jumped from the sky and throwing knives at Izuku as Izuku just on the ground taking the knives because he is a sludge. He will not gonna get affected by it. As Kara jumped by, on the top of the roof and holding a knife directly on Izuku saying, come on, stand up! Our fight, as Izuku, stop her saying, our fight didn't end yet, I understand. But, as he stand up saying, can we stop fighting? Can you really stop fighting? It's really annoying and I'm really not in the mood right now. We were working together very well. Why don't we just continue doing that? As Gara saying, shut up, I'm not gonna work with you. I told you, the moment that we kill Sans, I'm gonna end your life too. As Izuku said, Kara, please, can we just, as Kara immediately jump at Izuku start throwing knives. Izuku, jumping into the street because he wants a space to fight in. The roof is quite small as Kara jump after him and while she just falling, she's throwing knives after Izuku. Izuku just taking all the knives and said, Kara, listen to me, stop this now. As Kara just continued throwing knives while she getting close to Izuku as she holding 2 knives and start slashing him. As Izuku just taking all the slashes while Kara's just slashing rapidly. In the end, Izuku got angry and after that he held his left arm in front of Kara and throwing like a beam of sludge at her, pushing her back into the wall and using the sludge just pinned her into the wall and keeping her stuck. As Izuku come closer and said, stop it already! Fine! I know that you want to kill me, but can you stop this? I doesn't want to kill you. You are the only one that I can trust right now. I don't have any other person. Can you stop this? I just doesn't want to kill another person that I can't trust. Just stop it already. As Kara, looking into Izuku's eyes that are right now glowing with purple, she see how Izuku is serious. As she said, fine. I'm not gonna kill you, sludge face. As Izuku said, if I leave you now, are you gonna throw more knives at me or what? As Kara said, no, just leave me. Idiot. And after that, Izuku just left Kara and said, well, I'm not gonna kill you for now. So, what are you doing right now? As Izuku said, I was looking into the stars before you start, annoying me. As Kara said, whatever. Come on. And after that, she starts walking with Izuku into the alleyway, taking him into her underground fighting club. As Izuku got, another call on his phone as he said, who's this now? As he heard the voice of Kuriguri, as Kuriguri said, well, Mr. Clay, or, Izuku Midoriya, can you please come into the League of Villains hideout if you doesn't have anything to do right now? Shigaraki would like to speak with you. As Izuku said, fine. I'm gonna come, just open for me a portal. As Kuriguri opened a portal for Izuku, as Kara said, hey, where are you going? As Izuku said, come on. I really didn't ask him if I could get someone else, but come on already, I really don't care. In the end, she just go with Izuku as Shigaraki said, who's that brat? I wanted you to come alone, not with another girl and looks like she's just a child. As Kara holding a knife at Shigaraki saying, and who's speaking, a guy that covered with knives? You seem much more like a child for me than myself. As Shigaraki getting angry and said, get out of here, child, before I kill you. As Kara said, oh, I would like to see you try, handyman. As Shigaraki getting angry and jump at Kara. As Kara is just standing by the side of Izuku, not getting, not trying to dodge. As Shigaraki put his hand on her head and said, you're done. As nothing happened, as Shigaraki said, what? And after that, Kara said, how pathetic. As she got hold of him, of his wrist and starts squeezing him so tight. As, Shigaraki started feeling pain, saying, leave my hand. As Kara said, alright. And after that, she punched him with her left arm on his face, making the hand on his face fall on the ground. As, the other League of Villains member are there. Dabi, Toga, and everyone, as Dabi getting ready to throw flames. As, Kuriguri said, please, everyone, calm down. Shigaraki, are you okay? As Shigaraki said, why can't I use my quirk? As, Kara said, oh, that thinks, the credit for that goes to, as Flowey, appeared from the ground and after that got on, on Kara's shoulder and said, it goes to me. Hey, my name is Flowey, Flowey the Flower. Nice to meet you, handyman. Do you like my poison? There's a lots of flowers in the world that have poison in them, but mine is so special. It can stop quirks, temporary for a couple of minutes, maybe even hours if I want to. You will gonna get your stupid quirk back in like 5 seconds or maybe 10 minutes. Don't worry, next time don't try to touch my best friend. Understand, you handyman? As, they hear a sound in the television saying, please, Mr. Midoriya, or young Midoriya, can I know who is this girl that you got with you? Is this Kara? As Izuku said, you guessed it right, she's my partner. As Kara said, whatever, sludge face. As, All For One said, well, it's nice to have a new member. As before he continued, Kara said, shut the fuck up, you two. As, Kuriguri said, how dare you speak to my master like this? As Kara said, shut the fuck up, you idiots. Messed face. As All For One, getting a little bit annoyed by this thing. Well, as long as you're in my hideout, I would like you to behave yourself. as Kara said. Or what? What can you possibly do? You're just a voice in a television. I doesn't see why you are so scared of looking at me with your eyes. As all for one start chuckling, saying, "Well, I would love to do that if I had eyes. If I still have my eyes." As Kara said, "What?" After that, Izuku said, "Come on, Kara, stop this already. You're ruining everything. Kirigiri, can you already tell me why do you called me here?" As Kirigiri said, "Well, the master wants to speak with you." As All for One said, "Of course. Young Izuku, can you please help Shigaraki to attack the training camp of UA?" As Izuku said, "UA again?" "Yes, I would like you to join on attack with with Shigaraki or Tomura on the training camp of UA. If you would be so gentle." As Izuku said, "I don't have anything better to do." "Kara?" As Kara said, "Can I kill people?" As Izuku said, "You will be able to kill people." As Kara said, "Alright, I'm with you." As, All for One said, "Alright, Kirigiri, get them prepared for tomorrow, and tell them about what will gonna happen, and young Midoriya, you will be the leader of this attack. If I would, if you would be so gentle to take care of, Shigaraki members of the League of Villains." As Shigaraki said, "Master, you want this brat that he not even a part of our, you know, our league to be the leader? I was planning him to be Dabi. I'm not agreeing to this, master." As All For One said, "Please, Tomura, let young Midoriya take his chance. He proved himself to be such a strong opponent against the heroes and such a great ally to us. I would like him to lead this attack. I'm sure that we will be able to do such great things." As Izuku said, "And why are we even attacking?" As, All For One said, "I'm happy that you asked. We want to get as much as possible from students and turn them into nomus, and also to ruin UA reputation. So, are you agreeing to this, young Midoriya?" As Izuku said, "Alright. But I will gonna know who are these League of Villains members first." As he look at everyone else. Everyone else looking at Izuku dead in the eyes except Toga, that she just blushing heavily when she see him. She's saying in her mind, "He's so cute. But what's his blood taste like? Does he even have blood? Or is it just sludge?" I liked how he used his powers and how he always laughing. His laugh is so beautiful. As she just having all these thoughts in her head. Kirigiri, All For One just leave them. Shigaraki agreeing to All For One to not kill Izuku or, Kara, while, Flau is still watching from the shadows. Hiding under the ground and waiting if Shigaraki will gonna try any funny things. As Kirigiri introduced Izuku into the League of Villains members, Spinner, Twice, Muscular, and everyone else, Dabi, as he finally go to Toga, as, and this is Toga, as Izuku said, "Hey, nice to..." But Toga immediately stopped him and start shaking his hand so violent, in a violent way. As she said, "Hello, my name is Toga. What's your favorite blood type? And do you even have blood? What's kind of thing that you do after, killing people? How much person did you kill so far? And do you hate heroes? Because I really hate them. They're really keeping me in a cage." And she just talking while Izuku said, "Is she okay?" As Kara said, "Looks like you got a new girlfriend." As Izuku said, "Nah, I'm not in that anymore. Last girlfriend that I had, I just killed her, so I'm not gonna go with that." As he just left care, Toga to talk with herself. As in the next day, Izuku and all the League of Villains getting ready to attack in the night. As Kirigiri open a portal, and Izuku and everyone right now on the top of the mountain. As Izuku looking down, seeing the whole forest. As he said, "Dabi, can you please light this place a little bit up? Because it's quite dark here." As Dabi smiled and said, "You got it." And after that, Izuku just telling everyone to go into specific places, and Muscular said, "I'm gonna go to have some fun. Do whatever you want." As Izuku said, "If you want to have fun, you maybe want to go with, you know, Kara." As Kara said, "You putting me with, Kara and Muscular said at the same time, "You putting me with this weak?" As they look at each other and scream at the same time, saying, "Who do you think is weak? Little girl, who do you think is weak? Big guy, I'm much more stronger than you." As Muscular said, "Oh, really? Show me." As Izuku said, "If you want to fight, fight the heroes, not yourself." As Kara said, "Fine." As Izuku said, "Muscular, go and distract the heroes and kill a few if you can. Kara, I want to talk with you for a minute." As everyone go, and Izuku and Kara being left on the top of the mountain. As Kara said, What do you want to speak about it, sludge face?" As Izuku said, "Kara, could you take this?" As she said, "What is this?" As Izuku said, "Please, keep it with you. No matter what, keep it with you, because it will gonna be useful in the future. I just trust you to keep it in a safe place, alright? Never, no matter what, never ever leave this. I'm trusting you, alright, Kara?" As Kara said, What are you talking about? And why are you giving me this from all things?" As Izuku said, "You will know in the future. Alright, it's just a backup plan if things go downhills." As Kara said, "Whatever, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go after Muscular to see what he's doing." As Kara just leave Izuku with Flowey. As Izuku, still high, on the top of the mountain, just sitting down. And after that, he see a little kid with a red hat just coming in. Izuku, right now in his school uniform, not without his sludge out, he's just kicking some rocks around. As after that, the kid said, "Huh, who are you?" As Izuku said, oh, hey kid, who are you?" As Kota said, "I asked you first." As Izuku said, "Alright, my name is Clay. Who are you?" As Kota said, "And why should I tell you?" "Well, I told you my name, so it's only fair for you to tell me." As Kota said, "Are you some sort of hero?" As Izuku said, "No, I'm not a hero. In fact, I hate heroes. They really are the worst." As he sat down, and Kota hearing this, he said, "You hate heroes?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, they are really a bunch of idiots. They doesn't know what is the real meaning of becoming a hero. They just all for fame and money, some of them not even trying to save people." "So, who are you, kid?" As Kota come closer and said, "My name is Kota." "So, what are you doing here?" As Izuku said, "Well, I was, sitting down thinking a little bit about some of my choices." "And what are you doing here? I mean, what a kid like you doing in a place like this?" As Kota said, "Well, I really hate heroes too, and I normally come here to be alone. Well, that be before you come here." As Izuku said, "Well, looks like we're sharing something in common. Both of us hate heroes, and both of us want to be alone." As Kota said, "So, what is your story?" As Izuku telling Kota a fake story, as Kota telling him about his mother and father death. Izuku said, "If they didn't become a hero, they would never left you, huh?" That what do you think? Is that right? As Kota said, yeah, if it's all because of heroes. If it wasn't for them, my father and mother would have still alive. As Izuku said, well, hey, cheer up. I mean, it's not the end of the world, believe me. I thought the same thing when I lost my father in a car accident. But look at me now. I'm keeping a smile on my face. As Kota looking at Izuku smiling as he said, "Well, what is your quirk?" As Izuku said, it's sludge, it's nothing more, not a big deal." As Kota said, "Cool. My quirk is water." As Izuku hearing this said, "Great," and start putting his hand on Kota's head, petting him a little bit. As we cut into a fight between, um, Urak, Kara, and of course the other one, which is being Todoroki. She fighting against Todoroki, and Muscular is just fighting against the other heroes with the spinner and magnet. As Kara said, "You're much weaker than I thought. I didn't even I didn't even think that you will be that weak." As she just slashing through his eyes because Todoroki didn't get over his fire thing yet. He's still such a dumbass. As she just slashing through his eyes, Todoroki trying to throw much more ice after her, but she just dodging this attack, and after that he just stopped because he got so frostbite. Kara taking this chance and immediately stab him directly through his heart, killing him. And after that, Muscular is just fighting against, Pixie Bob, or no, the other one was Mandalay. Yes, the red one, the one that have telepathy. She can talk with people using her mind. As she starts dodging his attack while Eraserhead is, fighting against Spinner and or not really fighting. He's right now fighting against the Dobby clone. As after that, Mandalay jump backs, and Muscular said, "What? Are you done? Is this all what you got? You're really much weaker than I thought, but it will be such a fun time hurting you." As after that, Mandalay, breathing heavily, she hears a sound from behind saying, "Help me! Someone help me!" As she looking behind, she see Kota just running with tears in his eyes. As Mandalay said, "Kota?" And after that, Muscular go at her to throw a punch. She immediately dodging this and go to Kota, hugging him. As she said, "Kota, what are you doing here?" As Kota said, "There was a villain that tried to hurt me." As Mandalay said, "Stay behind." Behind me. As she looking down, she see a green sludge spike coming through her chest. As the spike come down, as she fall on her knees and try to look back, seeing Kota smiling. As she said, "Kota, what the?" As after that, Kota fall on his knees and start throwing up. As Izuku morph from the sludge that come out of Kota's mouth and said, "Sheesh, it's really hard to put a lots of sludge into a little kid body." As Mandalay surprised seeing Izuku, as she said, "You, oh, monster, what did you do to him?" As Izuku said, "He's dead, and you, and also you." As he put his hand on Mandalay, head and crush it using a sludge hand. As he just throw the body of Mandalay away, and Muscular said, "You killed that woman and that kid? Well, you're much. I need to admit that you are actually quite good at this." And Izuku said, "Thank you." And after that, the other part of the Wild Wild Pussycat were hearing this, as you know, Mandalay, not Mandalay, the other one, Pixie Bob, the blue one, and Tiger getting angry, saying Izuku killed not only Mandalay but also Kota. As after that, they immediately rush at him. Muscular jump in front of Izuku and give a punch directly into, you know, Tiger face. Tiger using his weird ability of Blastic. I'm just gonna call him Blastic Man or something like that. He dodging this attack and wrap his arms around Muscular creating more muscle fibers. Break through, of course, Tiger hands as right now Pixie Bob is just making a lots of, those big earthy golems as she throw three of them at Izuku. Kara take one of them while Izuku taking the other two. As he, going at Mandalay to give her a punch, but Mandalay trying, to make like to start, to make like an earthquake, but she couldn't because Flyway has already put some venom in her, leg. As she, looking down, she sees some vines, and she look in front of her. She see a flower that having, a smug face. As she immediately being stabbed through her, chest with the red knife of Kara, and after that she just died. Tiger getting even angrier, but Muscular catching both of his arms. Tiger tried, to go through that, but, you know, after that, Kara immediately go at him and chop off one of his arms while Izuku chopping the other, using like a blade of sludge. As Tiger right now on the ground like a fish out of the water. Muscular immediately crushed his head as he said, "Oh man, you're really, both of you really great at doing this." As Kara said, "Yeah, you're not so bad." And after that, Eraserhead getting, calling more heroes to come into the scene. As Izuku, hearing someone speaking in his earpiece, hearing, hearing Dabi saying, "Alright, we got a couple of students and we got the one that you told me to get." As Izuku said, "Great. Muscular, get those dead bodies and I'm gonna get the kid." As he were pointing at Kota. As Kara said, "And why do you want him?" As Izuku said, "He have a water quirk. It will be so useful for me, since I can make more sludge with using water." As Kara said, "Huh, alright." And after that, Muscular just take the dead bodies on his back while Izuku and Kara just walking while Flower is just somewhere. As in the end, just they all find, go back into the extraction point and go through the portal. As Izuku said, you know, "Alright, we done a great job. Karigiri, open a portal. Let's throw these dead bodies." And as, Karigiri said, "I would like you for Midoriya to be the only one that take the bodies there." As Izuku said, "Why only me?" As, Karigiri said, "Well, the doctor and the master want to meet you in person." As Izuku said, "Whatever, alright." And after that, Izuku just taking all the dead bodies and go through the portal as he find himself in a black place and seeing in front of him a guy sitting on a chair with a lots of support machine into himself. As Izuku said, "Ouch." And I thought that All Might injury was bad. As All For One said, "Sorry for looking in this state, but I would like for I would like I would like to meet you in person, young Izuku. I was really interested in you since the first day that I know about you. And I see that you done a great job collecting some bodies for the doctor." As Dr. Ujiko come from behind and he said, "Those will be so good for experiment." As Izuku looking at Dr. Ujiko, he immediately go at him and got hold of his head as he said, "Do you remember me?" As Dr. Ujiko said, "What?" As he looked into Izuku, he see the kid that he told him that he was quirkless since he was a child. As he said, "You are." As Izuku said, "That's right. I am the kid that told him that you told him that he was quirkless, as Dr. Ojiko said, alright, we can talk about this, right? As Izuku said, oh no, we can't. You are one of the most people that I really want to kill. As All For One said, well, if you killed him, then we will not gonna have any more Nomus. As Izuku said, fine, you have another day to live. And as he, leave Dr. Ujiko and got hold of Kota body and said, I want you to turn this little child into a Nomu and make it specially for me to only, go after my orders. I want him to make me some water so I can make more sludge. As he threw the dead body in front of Dr. Ojiko and said, I'm gonna work on him the first of all of them. As Izuku said, great. As the dead bodies that, the League of Villains has got are Toguyami dead body and also Monoma, and with that one that called Tetsu, and also Oraka, and the other one, which is, I forgot her name. She were the name, the one that she can make her hands so big and she have an orange hair and green eyes. The one in class 1A, that girl, if you know her, you know her. If you don't, you don't. Alright, those are some of the students that I'm not gonna tell you about the others because I really just can't. As, Dr. Ujiko is so happy with this thing, such a great quirks. As, Izuku said, and what do you want from me? As All For One said, well, it's just I just want to meet you in person. As All For One start talking with Izuku about some things that really not important. As Izuku go back into the hideout and said, well, telling everyone that this wasn't such a big deal. As Mr. Compress said, well, I think I have something that you asked for it, Mr. Villain, or, Sludge, or Clay. As Izuku told them to call him Clay. As Mr. Compress, after that, just decompress Bakugo, turning him into, into human again. As they immediately put him on a chair and wrapped chains around of him. As Baku said, what the? Where am I? As he looked in front of him, he see Izuku as he said, Midoriya? As Izuku said, you don't know how many times that I wish that I will gonna be able to have you on a chair wrapped around chains with no hope. I'm gonna really enjoy this. And after that, this is what gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what they think about this part and what they think will gonna happen the next part. And, well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.